Welcome to the Whispers of the Unknown, where dark secrets come to life. Harold Shipman, a British general practitioner, is well known for having killed hundreds of his patients over the period of several decades. His misdeeds were eventually discovered as a result of a crudely fabricated will and odd fatality rates. Shipman's case is among the worst instances of medical malpractice and betrayal of confidence in history. Here's a 7-point summary of his case. Before continuing this video, please subscribe to our channel, Whispers of the Unknown, and hit the bell icon. Number 7. Background. From 1970 until 1998, Harold Shipman, a British general practitioner, was in practice. He was born to Vera and Harold Frederick Shipman in Nottingham, England, on January 14, 1946. His early years appeared to be typical. There were no outward indications of the horrible murders he would later commit. Shipman completed his medical studies at the University of Leeds in 1970. Prior to opening his own medical practice in Hyde, Greater Manchester, he worked as a doctor at a number of hospitals. In his neighborhood, Shipman was well liked and regarded for his professional skill and kind disposition. Primrose Oxtoby was his wife, and the two of them had 4 kids. Shipman would soon show a darker side to his acts, despite his apparent appearance as a typical family man. When his crimes were eventually revealed, it was even more surprising because of his ability to fit in with his community and win the trust of his patients. Number 6. Crimes. Although Shipman was found guilty of killing 15 patients, it is thought that during his career, he may have killed between 215 and 250 individuals. While he did target some guys, his victims were mostly older women. He is among the most prolific serial killers in contemporary history due to the scope of his crimes. Shipman's technique of killing was giving deadly injections of diamorphine and other medications, which he would then conceal by claiming that the deaths were due to natural reasons. He frequently avoided doing autopsies, which allowed him to stay under the radar for so long. Shipman's reputation and the confidence he had earned in his community helped to postpone his exposure, even though the sheer number of deaths among his patients should have sparked concern sooner. In addition to the actual murder, he also betrayed the confidence that others had placed in him as a medical professional. Number 5. Methods. Shipman's killing techniques were planned and executed to evade notice. Usually he would give his victims deadly amounts of diamorphine, while pretending to alleviate their pain or other ailments. Shipman would fabricate medical records after the patient passed away in order to make the death seem normal. He took great care to make sure there were no overt indications of foul play that would lead to suspicion. He was able to carry out his misdeeds for many years without being caught thanks to his meticulous planning. It was simpler for Shipman to commit these crimes without raising any red flags, because he had access to prescription medications and was regarded as a reliable medical expert. One of the main reasons he was able to avoid detection for so long was his ability to take advantage of his patients' confidence and manipulate the system. Number 4. Motive. It is still unknown what Shipman's precise motivations were. Theories have included psychological problems resulting from his mother's death when he was a teenager and a desire for control over life and death. Given that he stood to gain from the wills of several of his victims, some have speculated that financial gain may have played a role. These motivations are hypothetical, though, as Shipman never gave a thorough explanation for his actions. Many questions remain unanswered as a result of his silence on the subject. His activities might have been motivated by a mix of things, such as money gains, psychological problems, and a sense of power. The real motivations behind Shipman's acts might never be completely known, even after a great deal of research and study. Number 3. Detection. A combination of a crude will forgery and odd patterns in patient deaths led to the eventual exposure of Shipman's actions. When Shipman tried to make a will for one of his victims, leaving her whole estate to him, a local undertaker and an attorney got suspicious. Red flags were raised by this, and Shipman's actions were investigated. He was arrested in 1998 after the authorities started investigating the high number of deaths among his patients. Interviews with people who knew him and a study of hundreds of patient records were part of the comprehensive inquiry. As a result of these efforts, Shipman's crimes were eventually exposed, putting an end to his reign of terror and guaranteeing that he would be held accountable. Shipman's crimes were discovered, which made it clear how crucial it is for law enforcement, legal experts, and healthcare practitioners to work together and be vigilant. Number 2. Investigation and trial. After being taken into custody in 1998, Shipman was found guilty of 15 murders in 2000. Hundreds of patient data were reviewed as part of the comprehensive inquiry into his actions. Although the precise number of victims is unknown, the police and medical authorities collaborated to reveal the full scope of his crimes. A major turning point in British legal history was reached when Shipman was found guilty after a well-reported trial. Shipman never fully confessed to the crimes and insisted on his innocence until the very end, even after being found guilty. The trial brought to light the shortcomings in the medical system that permitted Shipman to continue his illegal activities for such a long time. In order to avoid such tragedies in the future, it also emphasized the necessity of increased supervision and accountability within the medical community. Numerous witnesses' evidence and in-depth forensic investigation were part of the intricate trial procedure. The trial's verdict demonstrated the investigators and the legal system's resolve to provide the victims and their families with justice. Number 1. Aftermath. The UK's regulations and oversight of doctors have changed significantly as a result of Shipman's case. Under the direction of Dame Janet Smith, the investigation into his behavior produced significant changes meant to stop future occurrences of this kind. Stricter regulations on prescription medications, better oversight of physicians' performance, and greater patient safety protocols were all part of these reforms. The significance of alertness and responsibility in the medical field was brought to light by the Shipman inquiry. Shipman never came clean about the full scope of his crimes before his death in prison in 2004. His legacy is a sobering reminder of how crucial accountability and trust are in the medical field. Because of the improvements brought about by his case, patients are now receiving safer care, and healthcare providers are being held to higher ethical and behavior standards. Public awareness of the possible dangers in the healthcare system and the necessity of constant watchfulness to ensure patient safety has also grown as a result of the case. In summary, Harold Shipman's tragedy is a sobering reminder of how crucial accountability and awareness are in the medical field. In addition to causing great human misery, his acts damaged public confidence in healthcare systems. The adjustments made in the wake of his revelation are meant to keep catastrophes like this from happening again and guarantee that patients get the respect and care they are entitled to. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe.